Hi, and welcome to Bible Bytes. Today we're going to be looking at Jesus' I am statement of He is the Good Shepherd. So more on that in just a minute. If you want to turn in your Bibles with me, we're going to be in John chapter 10, and we're going to read verses 11 through 14. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. He who is a hired hand and not a shepherd, who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees, and the wolf snatches them and scatters them. He flees because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. But I am the Good Shepherd, and I know my own, and my own know me. So that is our I am statement for today. So for context here, this is happening right after Jesus is talking about being the door of the sheep. So the two are related. But we're going to look at this statement for the context. He's saying something again that his audience can relate to, right? So that even makes the significance cooler. Not only does the term shepherd resonate with the people that he's talking to here, it's a common term that it was like a job or a trade that people did back then, and it's a terminology that was used a lot in the Old Testament writings, and I'm sure people have heard stories and all of this, and that we see in the Old Testament that there were a lot of good shepherds that God put in charge of Israel. Again, Israel were referred to as sheep a lot. So some good shepherds might have been like David or Moses, people that were helping shepherd the people throughout the Old Testament times. David even laid down his life for his sheep. I believe he fought a bear and a lion and all this stuff that's pretty intense. He would fight those wild animals off to keep his flock safe. His literal sheep, and then he also was the king for a while too, right? So when Jesus is saying that he would lay down his life for his sheep, he's talking about his future imminent death on the cross and comparing that to all of the people that were maybe hired hands that were not going to sacrifice anything for the people. Jesus says that he is the Good Shepherd. So that is like the be-all, end-all of that statement. So people listened. So how can we apply this in our lives? One way I think that's really evident if you know Jesus as your shepherd, he says right here that he knows his sheep and his sheep know me. If you have ever had a pet or any kind of animal that you trained to come when you called it, they know your voice, they know your cues. We used to have golden retrievers growing up, and all of us kids could call the dogs and be like, sit down, lay down, get in the kennel, go stop chasing that bird. Similar to that, not saying that Jesus is thinking of us as pets, but we know his voice if we are a part of his flock. So that is one way we can apply this. How well do you know Jesus' voice? Are you studying in the Word every day and getting to know your shepherd better? Again, this statement is also emphasizing that Jesus is the only way to God. He's saying that he is the shepherd. So that in talking on, and later he goes on to say that there's only going to be one flock and one shepherd, talking about him and Christians, right? So that's another awesome way to think about it, is how are you helping expand that flock? How are you sharing your faith? That's another way that you can apply this I am statement in your life. So I know I encourage you guys a lot to read your Bibles and share your faith. That's a common theme with our ministry. It's an awesome way to grow. So I hope you guys are being encouraged in this series. Stay tuned next week. We're going to be talking about Jesus saying he is the resurrection and the life.